Hello guys and welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. Once again I'm Greg and this is the starting 11 show for our trip to the Brentford Community Stadium. It's a game on paper we should be winning, newly promoted side, and it's a game we could really do with winning. We've got Liverpool coming up and it would be nice to have some momentum to speak of going into that game. But the bookies have us to lose. I think that speaks a lot about where we are as a team mentally and physically. We're ravaged by injuries. We've just had Benitez's press conference, and I'm going to try and illuminate you on some of the names that will be out, some players who can play, but a lot of it has been very coy. There'll be a lot of late fitness tests. But what we've seen, Mina and Calvert-Lewin, both definitely out. Gray, who went off against Man City, in light training, will be checked, late fitness test. Doucouré, another late fitness test. He has been training and he might be available. That would be huge for us because he's our best player in that position by far. A half-fit Doucouré will do the job of any other midfielder we put out there. That said, we don't want to keep rushing players back if they're injured. That'll just kick the can further down the road for this big injury crisis we seem to be going through. Alan, also another casualty of the City game. Benitez said he picked up some sort of knock or tightness and he'll be assessed. He might well not be in the squad. I don't think he will be in the squad personally. Holgate suspended, Richarlison suspended, and of course Gomez and Davies both injured. That means there's not really any position in the pitch that we've been left with any sort of strength or depth in. We've got a back line that's okay, but in terms of depth behind it, with Mina and Holgate both out, that means if Keane or Godfrey pick up a knock, we've got no one to go there particularly. Luca Dean and Seamus Coleman, both fit, but we've never really had any depth behind them even without injuries. Midfield completely ravaged, front line completely ravaged. So I'm not holding out for any particular hope here. I think we're going to have to change shape as well. We've had the three in midfield to compensate for Doucouré's absence, but I don't think we've got the personnel for it. If we're assuming Alan is out, and I am, no Gomez, no Davies, that means it's got to be Delph, Doucouré, and if you were going to play a third one, Gbamin, perhaps. But Benitez has said it's complicated with him. Onyango came on in favour of him in the late embers of the game against Man City, which would suggest he's above the pecking order, but I wouldn't be throwing in Onyango at a time like this. It's just going to hamper his development like we've done with so many other players. So I think we'll go back to having the sort of number 10 role, even though Gray probably won't play. That being said, let's actually look at the team position by position. I think Pickford will start in goal, of course. I've hinted at the back line being Seamus Coleman, Godfrey, Keane and Luca Dean. I don't know if there's any real objections there. There's no one else fit that it could particularly be. Midfield two then of Delph and Doucouré. It'll be interesting to see how that does. I'm hoping Doucouré's back. This is obviously a very... is it an optimistic picture? Because I'm not assuming Alan is back, but Delph and Doucouré, I think it's better than Alan and Doucouré. That's where I'm going to leave it on a semi-positive, because then it just goes severely downhill. It's actually painful to look at. Iwobi playing a number 10 maybe, or Townsend, they'll swap around. Iwobi there, Townsend on the right, let's say. We've hinted that we'll get Rondon up front, so I think that's what we'll see. A lot of people want Sims or Dobbin, and I personally completely agree with them. And Gordon on the left, lovely to see him getting minutes. This is the kind of game that he can start, really grab it, prove that he's worth being in this starting team. So that's the team. I know it's awful. It's Pickford, Coleman, Godfrey, Keane, Dean, Doucouré, Delph, Iwobi, Townsend, Rondon and Gordon. A lot of players that I would have wanted to have seen moved on last summer, past their prime, probably shouldn't have been bought in the first place. It's a real sight for sore eyes. Would you play more youth? That's what I want to hear. And if so, who? How would you improve this team with what we've got? Who are you looking forward to being back from injury the most? Let me know that, guys. Hopefully we can scrape a result and build some sort of momentum going into the derby. Cheers, and I'll see you next time.